Hey everyone! Today we're going to start our first real winter art project, and what we're going to be focusing on for this project is the Northern Lights. So we are going to create a landscape that shows the Northern Lights, those really colorful, beautiful lights in the sky that happened in like Iceland and really northern places. And then we are going to be creating stars using a splatter paint technique, and our snow using chalks. And for our trees, we're going to be using paint. Now, please remember, you guys can use whatever supplies you have at home to complete your project. So if you don't have black paper and you do your project all on white paper, that's completely fine. If you don't have chalks, but you want to create like blue snow to make it just look cold, and you want to use like blue and purple watercolor, that's fine. If you want to use crayons, guys, you go for it and use whatever you have at home to make art. All I care about is that you're having fun and you're trying. So what we're going to start with today is a black piece of paper. So remember, if you don't have that at home, you could totally use anything that like a white paper that you have available, and then you'll just color in your sky, okay? But you don't have to worry about that today. So I'm going to be using chalk pastels, which look like this. They're basically just really brightly colored chalks. The same kind of chalk that's like in your sidewalk chalk. These are just in brighter colors. And I'm going to take the white. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these off to the side here. I'm going to make the ground, okay? And all I'm going to do is go up from my paper. I'm not exactly in the middle. I'm a little bit below the middle. And I'm just going to make a wavy line, okay? And then once you have that line, I'm just going to color a little bit of this. Now, we're going to be making the bottom look like it's water, like there's a lake down there. So where I'm coloring, the spot that I'm leaving black right here, I'm going to keep black. Now, any dust that I have from my chalk, I can get rid of by blowing it, or I could just tap, okay? So we have done our snowy part here. This is going to be a lake that is reflecting everything up here. So we're going to do a reflection down here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend this in though, because chalks, right, they like to rub off, which is why we need to rub the pigment, the colored dust into our paper. And not only is it going to make your picture a little more secure, because it's not just going to rub away, but it's also going to make your snow look a lot smoother as well. All right. And if you are doing this, guys, on paper with like on white paper with crayons or something like that, you could totally use a light blue. And that still give you a nice cold look, okay? And so what we're gonna do now is I'm going to do just a few little stars in the sky, and I'm gonna be using my yellow, and all I'm doing is making dots. I'm not making them, guys, look like pointy stars, because when we look up at night, we don't see that. We just see little glowing dots. And I'm kind of doing them in clusters, which means I'm making groups of them. Like there's a little group there, a little group over here. There's no right or wrong. There's no set amount that you need. And I'm making some of them different sizes. Whoop. Okay, and then what you're gonna do, sorry, I think I need one more up here. What you're gonna do then is you are gonna take your finger, and all we're gonna do is just literally take one finger, and we're just gonna rub the star a little bit. Like I'm just barely touching it, and it's gonna give it a little glowing kind of orb around it, just to make it look less like a dot and more like it has an actual glowing effect to it. And I'll hold this up to the camera up closer in a minute so you can see. Tap. But you can see now they just look a little softer, a little more glowy. And then what we're gonna do for our snow in the background is we're gonna splatter paint, okay? So if you have white paint at home, you could do this with that. If you don't have white paint, you could always just use a white crayon, or if you're using a white paper, I could see it being hard to use a white crayon, right? Because you wouldn't really see it. So maybe you do like a light blue, that would be fine. So I just took some white paint, and now I'm gonna be putting in, I have a little water bucket right up here. I know you guys can't see it, it's kind of like out of the camera, but I'm just gonna add a little water to this because I want my paint to be a little looser. So I'm diluting it down. That just means that I'm adding water to it to make it thinner. And that's gonna help it to splatter a little better. And then all I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna dip my brush, hold it above, and tap. So it's just a gentle tap. And this is gonna prevent you from getting like those big long streaks, because we obviously want this to look like snow. So we don't want big long streaks, we want just like dots. And it's okay to get a bigger dot. All right, so once you've got your snow, your stars, and your snow coming down, you're good to go. And remember, guys, you could even try doing this on your iPad too if you feel like that would be easier, because you could then just make the whole screen black and then draw your snow. That's completely fine. Like if you guys are at home using this, or you're at home using what you have, I want you to have fun using what you have. So if it's gonna be easiest to do it in Sketches School, that's always also an option. Please don't forget that. And then next cycle, we'll work on the Northern Lights and getting our trees and our reflection in there. All right, guys, thank you.